Hey guys, Calvin, Jason from the cartoon company in New Zealand. We've been putting an engine together and it is a really tidy engine. The man asked for powder coating and all these other little bits and pieces to make it very lovely. And then we got to the wiring loom and it looked like this. Oh yes, it was running. Was he said it ran a link? Oh, those were the extras, Jace. Those are just you don't have to take those wires out. You just leave them. Just tie them up. Can you point out the fuses?
They're for pussies, apparently.
Fuses are for pussies. Yes. Temporary brackets for a relay. That's fuses.
It's fuses.
What are you doing putting fuses in it? What are you doing?
Dang.
This one was the simple one. Look, there's no fuses in there. No fuses. And there's no fuses here. Why are you adding fuses? This is a no fuse.
Fuses. Is there fuses in there?
Fuses are for pussies.
Have you seen, look, does that look like a fuse?
That's a piece of steel. Yeah, that's like the 3000 amp fuse.
Slow blow.
Slow blow. When I say fuses are for pussies, I am just joking, okay? It is not serious. But whoever wired this actually may have taken it serious. It was before I said that sort of thing publicly anyway. This is a stock standard loom that's been modified with a link into the kit car with no fuses on the engine at all. And it's crappy. It's horrible. So we've been at it and produced something much nicer. What was the instruction on this one? Tidiest loom you've ever done.
Every loom I've done is the tightest loom I've ever done.
Well, that's because you keep getting better and better, isn't it?
Yeah, funny that.
Now this is not the engine, okay? The engine's under a sheet, tucked away nicely, because we did not want to scratch the engine in any way or minimise any damage. So we've got it on old yellow.
Let's just stay there.
So this one's getting raking. And of course we're wiring it here, so we don't scratch over here. Wiring dear. We'll make it go over here, and it's going on to that engine, so it fires straight up, first go, on a brand new engine. Except the other one's got different crank tooth trigger. 12 teeth. The other one's 36 minus 2.
I'm meant to remember that, am I?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
It is now running a link Monsoon. A link Monsoon, yes. And this relay and fuse box. And we're just going to make it run on old yellow, check it's all good. And then we're going to take it off old yellow and fit it all onto the correct engine, make the correct engine run, check it's got oil pressure, and call it good. Well, let's make it go, eh? That was lovely. A little bit more work in the idle, but beauty. Old yellow's oil leak isn't from the tapper cover.
Right in the field.
It's from this back bung.
Yeah.
Well, it's reduced it. It was probably half of it was there. Oh no. So now Jason is going to take everything off this engine.
It's now hot again.
And he's going to put it onto that engine over there. Alright. And he's going to, of course, shrink all the shrink wrap. Make it all lovely. There's you sort of for the afternoon.
Oh, that's hot.
So this is the engine that it's all going onto. You'll notice it's got an air conditioning pump, but no power steer. We did that in the last video. Fuel pressure sensor. Under there's an oil pressure sensor and a temperature sensor. We straightened out the exhaust manifolds. They were a bit bent. And it's ready to receive a wiring loom. Hey James, is it ready?
I'm just warming it up.
Right. I want to get down here.
This
And I want you to give me some fuel, give me some cranking.
Hold up.
Hold up. So this is the very first time it's turned over.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, well, it helps to float on, eh, Calvin?
Shut up, it's been a long day. That was fast, eh?
Yeah.
Pretty sure whoever put this together primed the oil pump.
Oh, might be me.
Can you, I need a rag. I need a clean rag.
Clean rag?
Which is this one here, I got the clean rag. Put the oil filter on.
Powered up, I think we could, on the laptop we could have some fucking...
Shall I get the laptop?
Might as well. Plug the link in.
I'll plug the link in and then we can monitor it.
I think it's plugged in. We have the power.
Is the turned on?
It is now.
Oh, now it's connected. Yes, it's connected now.
Yep. It's just...
Yeah, it's saying there's a tent pole. Alright, give it a crank. Here it comes. Come up already.
It sounds like they opened now.
Yep, we got 400 kPa. Yep, 400 kPa on crank. 60 psi on cranking.
Oh yeah, that's probably enough.
I think that's enough. Yep. Let's put some spark plugs in and make them go. We need to change that crank signal too. You put plugs in, I'll change the crank signal.
Where are the plugs?
Right here. 12 teeth. The other one's 36 minus 2.
I'm meant to remember that, am I?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Give it a little prod. Change the triggers, trigger offsets. Sounds good, Jace. Well done.
Cool.
Vroom vroom.
Broom, broom.
They've changed the triggers, so don't use the G4 Plus trigger and the G4X. They've zeroed them, so there's no offset.
Yeah.
Well done. I think I'm going to hook up a radiator, put some water in it, run it up. Seems to be idling quite fast there, eh?
Yeah, about $2.5 grand.
2.5?
Yeah.
Chances are that to make it idle on the old link, someone's adjusted the throttle body.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And the stopper is right at the bottom here. So chances are someone's adjusted that. Yeah, that's been adjusted up. So it idles on the link, on the old link.
Yeah.
And then we've gone and rebuilt it, made it nice. So it's...
And then gave it idle speed control.
And gave it idle speed control, and it's way too high now.
It had 800 and something kPa oil pressure. It's holding 670.
800? 8 times 15 is a lot.
What about 875?
It's 120 psi. I might just check that calibration, eh? Alright, all adjusted. Try not to lose the Allen key.
And try it again.
Where's my muffs? Yeah, try it again, eh? That's better, eh? Right, Jace? Idle speed won't do anything when it's not plugged in. What RPM we got?
Down to 70. It's under 1100.
That sounds good to me. Do it, it's like, cool. Turn it off. Awesome, mate. Apart from the ugly red hose,
Don't forget this Lambo badge.
I've got to remember, I'll just take it. I'm not actually going to fit the Lambo badge.
Just don't forget it.
I'll take it with me, and I'll take the exhaust gaskets, and I've got the seals that go along the side. Wiring it up. How does it actually connect it?
Let's connect it.
Oh, those big plug goes together?
Yeah. That plug goes together?
That plug goes together?
Yep.
Was that easy? That goes, that gets that, oh, there's that shitty loom over there. Yep.
It gets plugged into this normal.
So this was what was in it.
Yeah.
And there was that plug that came across the engine loom. Here they are here. These two plugs. So that big white wire.
So this one here. Oh, so that one there is that one wire.
That's the big, that one there.
Yeah. So you have to give them another one of those plugs. You have
So
to
I've got to give them one of those plugs, yes.
the other end of it.
That plugs in. So that one plugged in.
This one here is the
Start and ignition.
yeah. So purple wire's the starter motor. That's ignition.
And it should just plug into these ones.
Hopefully.
Should just plug in. That just works.
Then that one there's his oil pressure in that, which is
That's that one.
yeah. Mine's that S wire.
Only got that weird S wire, and that should just plug in.
Yeah.
The tacho may not do its thing though.
Yeah. And then these two here, that is fan.
Yeah, so it's positive only for the fan. So when you
Positive
throw
only for the
earth,
fan.
yep.
The top one in that plug is fan. The bottom one is the fuel pump.
Okay, I'll mark those up.
I've marked fan and fuel pump on it.
Fan and fuel pumps on there, cool.
I'll scratch it and you want
That's easy. So the rest and then it replaces that and plugs in.
Yeah.
That's easy, eh?
And then you just need to put that up.
On big power wherever he mounts that.
Yeah.
Because that of course comes from that relay. That fuses on the back, eh?
Yeah.
So we've got fuses there. It's a bit like a jet boat loom really, this one, eh? A little bit. So there's fuses on the back.
With the temporary bracket.
So we got a 120 for the alternator, which is plenty. We could put a 100. I could go to it's 100. Sorry, it's 100. So I could go to a 120 if necessary, but 100 should be fine.
Yeah.
And a 70 for everything else in the car.
Yeah, I thought 70 was pretty.
Yeah, 70 is plenty. And that adapter's all bolted on, and the flywheel's on with new bolts on the pressure plate. That's much nicer. And is there a can lambda, eh? So he wants to put a can lambda, and there's a can plug. Power and earth.
No.
And the can high there, dashes or anything like that, that just goes in.
Yep.
I want to see a can lambda in it.
Those three are
Oh, those are our extras, eh?
yeah. What are they? Purple is speed in.
If he wants to put speed into the ECU, yes.
Yeah.
So that's just a DI, isn't it?
DI, yep.
It's a DI.
The orange.
That's that reverse light. That orange
Oh yeah, spare reverse. And I think that's the other spare wire in that plug as well.
they come down to this plug. No, there's no yellows in here. There's that orange wire. So in this plug here, we've got 2 power wires. Oh no, that red wire becomes a power wire. That comes from the fuses. That orange wire is a return, just goes back to the dash plugs.
That's an earth.
And there's that black wire is an earth.
His speedo are the top.
Those 3.
Those 3 are the top 3. So
1,
1,
2,
2, 3. So I put the speedo on the top 3. So
yep.
And that little small black orange wire.
That's fine. That speedo. We also, you can see, we put the fuel pressure sensor on. I think that's. I'll confirm that, and I'll confirm that oil temp. Looks lovely, Jace. Lovely, lovely job. Probably ask Kerry to build some brackets for these coils, ideally, eh?
Yeah, and if you want to, you can make another bracket for us.
Oh, and yes, the bracket for the fuse. That is just a temporary bracket, Kerry. That one there.
Temporary permanent.
Temporary permanent.
Depends what you want to do.
It looks good with the little bracket idler for that power steer replacement, and I'll get a rubber grommet. I'll get a rubber for that alternator, eh? He's actually got his own covers, and see, it needs those covers to hold. This is held on with the covers. It's sandwiched under the covers there. Same as there.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Purple is AC.
Oh, that's AC. Purple's the AC if we want to put AC in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So purple is AC.
Which is a DI.
DI. Sorry, yeah, AC. Sorry, that one. That one.
And is there a speed input as well?
And speed and that.
Which is a DI.
Which yellow wire is a DI. That yellow wire is a DI.
Oh yeah. So they're both DIs.
Yeah.
Digital inputs.
Yeah. And then this wire, this green wire here, that green wire there, comes out of this fuse box, is actually the green wire that's down here. It's this one.
Yes, that's correct. Got it. So we can turn the AC on if we want to.
Yeah.
So it's actually configured in the link anyway. Cool.
Plug it in yet, because I don't think there's...
You didn't plug the AC pump in?
No.
No, because that's not his AC pump.
No, it didn't bother.
No, it's this AC pump's still in the car.
I know, that's why I didn't plug it in.
Yeah. Well done. It looks good. Engines together. The engine runs. It's awesome. But we had a little bit of an oil leak where we put this fitting on. And it's just around the welds. So this has got to come off and it's got to be sorted. Not a big job. Sometimes doing these conversions, doing these motor builds, and doing all the kind of work that I do, you come across the simplest, most basic problem and it beats you up. It should be easy, but it doesn't go to plan. I'm kind of used to it now. Living where I live and working where I work and the conditions I work on, it allows me to keep a pretty clear head. So problems aren't so problematic. We often just laugh about it and keep going. Find a way around it, find a solution. This oil leak's been like that. I'm not good at aluminium welding, so I had the engineer next door do it. First time, it was on a slightly wrong angle. Next time, it leaked. Next time, it leaked up the thread. It was a crack up the thread. Let's try for the fourth time. We actually ended up, what we did is we took an old housing, and this is why I don't throw old shit out. And we took the little threaded piece off the old housing, and we've welded it on. And I've put it back on, and we're going to check it. We're going to call it good. Let's see. Ignition's over here. It's this one. I hear a fuel pump go, I hear things go. I take this one. We're on the home straight with this engine now. Just show you a comparison of where we started. This is what, whoa, gravity's trying to catch me. This is what the wiring loom looks like. This is what it was like. That's what it looked like. And you can see there's the relays and those invisible fuses. Visible. Yep. Now, it looks like that. Quite a bit different. And of course we've got the coil on plug. We've got the new idle speed control unit. We've got lots of powder coating and loveliness. One of the last things I just did was I took that thermostat housing off, which is the factory plastic unit, and hey, there's nothing wrong with those except now they're 25 years old, so they're worn out because they're 25-year-old. Brand new ones work just fine, and I fit a heap of them. They work just fine, good quality, and again, last 25 years. So I did end up getting an aluminium one out of Australia. Really cool aluminium thermostat housing. Really awesome. I'm just doing all that final stuff that needs to be done. Checking that the logging's set up. I'm going to run it, warm it right up, and then it's going on the trailer to be strapped down and dropped off to the customer. I happen to be going away to jet boats, and he's going to be watching motorbikes, and the next day he's got tickets to the jet boats. So kind of works for us, doesn't it? Oil leak's fixed. I've got to take my air conditioning unit off it. So this is my air conditioning unit. So I've just put that back on so it'll all run up all the accessories like it should. I've gone through and I've tightened the exhaust nuts. Well, actually no, I just checked them because Jace did them up and they were incredibly tight. Checked the oil level. Confirmed everything was working. I'm about to do run it up, check some logs. There's a spare oil filter for it, yes. There's some spare gaskets and the gaskets that run along the side, and something in the Deutsch plug department. And of course, the Lamborghini badge to go with it. On this job, I've gone the extra mile, even more than I normally do. It's got the upgraded starter motor. It's got the normal alternator they use, which is the small body. The wiring, we spent some extra time to make it absolutely perfect. We've added that oil pressure sensor, so the one on the dash still works, and we've put oil temperature into the engine, into the ECU as well. Lots of powder coating, lots of little pieces. We've left a couple of jobs for the owner, ball brackets for these. At present, we've just shaped them just right so friction holds them in place, and they sit in there really, really well. We have made a little loom for the reverse lights. Oh, sorry, speedo and reverse is in here as well. This one here, we've just made temporary brackets so the owner can make some brackets for that. We've also set it up for a CAN lambda device, which I'd like to see that go in. Let's fire it up, check it's all good. Let's have a look around this loom. Well, this isn't the loom, this is the clutch flywheel setup and adapter. It's got a transaxle in the back of the Lambo. It's the Lambo kit car. Here's some fuses for the alternator and for the main system. So you can see this one here is in heat proof, where it goes under the manifold through to the alternator. We've got a fuel pressure sensor, so we know how much fuel pressure the engine's running on. Individual coils, these are 3UZ coils with a little extra bit cut down. Throttle position sensors all standard. There are 4 wires going into it. We leave all 4 in there. Of course, we've got injectors along the sides, along the fuel rails on each side. When we bring it in, see how it comes in here and then it loops out each way to the injectors. We have the 2-wire idle solenoid. This engine's only running a little Monsoon, so that works really well to keep our outputs to a minimum. There's the water temp sensor, the EFI temp sensor. That one, of course, is for the gauge. Coming down here, we've got, this is the cam sensor going inside, and crank sensor at the bottom. Now, tucked in the oil filter housing, we've got 2 sensors. This one's for the gauge, and that back one is for the ECU. And it's a combination sensor, so it does both oil pressure and oil temperature. Here's the plug for the air conditioning. This is a really, really simple little loom, and it comes up real nice. Still a heap of work to really make it flow nice and look really up there. Oh, air temp sensor. Air temp sensor tucked in the throttle body. See, there we go. Throttle body's had the mod, so it runs straight to the IAC. I'm doing the absolute most I can with a Monsoon. Oil temperature, fuel pressure, coils, wide wasted spark, injectors on group 5, semi-sequential but wide as group, with an idle speed, and air conditioning. So we're doing a lot with a little ECU. I'm really proud of how we've done that. Comes up good. We've got a system that works really, really well. And they run the engines really well too. With the final run-up done, I'm pretty happy with it. It's come up nice. I've checked all the temperatures on the exhausts. And which one is it on the back? Number 8 on the far side. With that log design, with that manifold design, is always hotter. Squawky bird's making noise. So that is just normal for that one to be hotter. All the others are very even though. I'll go through some logging, but I'm really happy with oil pressures, oil temperatures, everything in here actually seems to be doing what it should. This one has just got 1540 mineral oil in it. That's what I wanted to run it in. I want it to be started, have a couple of laps around the block, and then probably an oil change done quite quickly before heading down to the dyno for the initial setup on the tune. I'm not worried about it getting a good hard time on the dyno. It's set up, it's good, it's doing what it should. So it can be run to 90% on the dyno straight away. Get it up there, just check right up through the revs, it's all fine. Once it's sorted, I would like to see some 1550 full synthetic oil go into it, and then get used and driven and enjoyed. Hope that's been helpful. We'll talk again soon. Catch you later.